She is not the absence of clarity, but the presence of a deeper question, one that undoes you not to break but to awaken. Who is she, the one you can't quite name? Have you ever met someone who left you questioning everything you thought you knew? Have you felt the thrill of mystery in a person, so vivid it made certainty feel like a coffin? Do you dare to be unraveled, not to fall apart, but to discover the self you've hidden beneath answers? From the mists of forgotten myths, she emerges, not to be known, but to be felt. The Enchantress Archetype, not lover, not muse, not mother, the confuser, the one who undoes. She walks through the world like a riddle you cannot solve, a melody you cannot name. She does not demand, she does not destroy. Her presence is a whisper, a veil of moonlight, a gaze that stirs the soul. Yet beneath this silken allure lies a truth that unravels the heart. Her love does not resolve. It confounds, it does not anchor, it unmoors, it does not clarify, it consumes. Her love is a paradox, a whisper that deafens, a light that obscures, a question that answers itself in silence. She does not shatter reality. She bends it, folds it, shapes it into curves your logic cannot follow. One word and the ground beneath you ripples. One glance and your certainty turns to mist. Her presence intoxicates, not with sweetness but with contradiction. She is warmth that chills, desire that wounds, a dream that wakes you with both tears and longing. To meet her is to lose your balance, subtly, slowly, deliciously. You don't fall for her, you dissolve. She is not here to be understood, she is here to disorient. She'll tell you one truth while hiding another. She'll leave your name on her lips but never in her heart. Her reflection dances in water, shifting with every ripple. Her conversations are hallways without doors. Her silences, rooms echoing with forgotten promises. Her absence is not a void, it is a gravity, a hush that hums with unfinished truths. She is the shadow of the feminine that refuses clarity. She is not chaos, she is artful confusion, a tapestry woven from threads of mystery, every touch a question, every absence louder than presence. And just when you think you know her, she shifts. Not because she hides, but because she refuses to be pinned. She is not made for your certainty. She is made of mystery. The enchantress is not cruel, she is the test. She asks, not with malice, but with mirrors. Can you stand in the fog and still feel awe? Will you demand answers, or can you sit with not knowing? She lives in every woman who withholds her truth, not out of deceit, but mastery. Who lets silence answer? Who does not explain her absence? Who gives just enough to awaken hunger, then steps back into shadow? Her power lies not in what she says, but in what she leaves unsaid. She does not dominate, she distills. She leaves you yearning, not for her, but for a part of yourself you lost trying to make the world understandable. But the darker truth, cloaked in silk and smoke, is this: she never lies, but she never confirms. You filled in the blanks. You mistook her mystery for an invitation, her silence for a promise. You wanted her to be simple. She chose to be whole. She confuses not because she's broken, but because her completeness defies your need for order. And those who encounter her feel a quiet unraveling. Their rules stop working. Their roles dissolve. They begin to question why they ever needed answers at all. She is not the spell. She is the unraveling of the spell you were already under. She is not your clarity. She is the confrontation you never prepared for, your call to transformation, the threshold where your old identity dissolves and something raw, real, and utterly yours begins. She is not your mirror. She is your maze. To love her is to love not knowing. To want her is to stand in the fog and still feel awe. Her love, if it arrives, is never announced. It does not declare. It distorts. It tests your devotion to truth over control. It shows you what parts of you cannot bear ambiguity. It asks, can you love what you cannot hold? Can you want her without needing to own her? The enchantress walks away not to punish you, but to preserve herself. She will not be decoded, she will not be kept, and those who try to hold her will find themselves holding air, wondering if they ever touched her at all. She is not a storm. She is the stillness before it, the hush that makes your instincts scream. You do not survive the enchantress by solving her. You survive by surrendering the need to know. She does not ask to be trusted, she asks to be witnessed. She does not offer answers, she offers the question you were afraid to ask. But what does her world look like behind closed doors? In relationships, she can feel like a muse and a mystery in one breath, intensely present and achingly distant. Her lovers may fall into obsession, chasing glimpses of her truth, misreading silence as seduction and presence as promise. The moment they try to hold her, she slips through, leaving behind longing, poetry, and unanswered questions. If she becomes a mother, her children may grow with a deep ache for consistency. As adults, they might find themselves in relationships where emotional highs and lows feel familiar, addictive even, mirroring the unpredictable waves of connection and distance they once experienced. They may become hyper-attuned to shifts in others' moods, always bracing for withdrawal, or they may withdraw themselves, cloaking vulnerability in charm and ambiguity. This emotional imprint can manifest as a craving for intense, mysterious love, never quite safe, never quite settled, because chaos, once endured, starts to feel like home. They may feel the warmth of her presence one day and the chill of her distance the next, confused by her poetic moods, nurtured by her mystery, but unsure of her steadiness. As adults, they might struggle with trust, oscillating between craving emotional intimacy and fearing the loss of their own identity within it. Her parenting doesn't wound openly. It mesmerizes, then disorients. In their own relationships, they may find themselves drawn to the same mystique they could never quite decipher in her, longing for clarity, yet enchanted by complexity. They may feel adored one moment and unseen the next, raised on riddles rather than rules. Her unpredictability leaves a mark, making them search the world for stability or become enigmas themselves, never letting anyone close enough to name them. If she were to speak, she might say, "You say you want the truth, but what you seek is a clean answer, a refuge from doubt, a clarity that doesn't sting. I am not here to be solved. I am here to remind you, some things are meant to stir, not settle." The Enchantress Archetype, weaver of unraveling truth. She is not what you think. She is the ache that lingers after certainty dies, the pull toward what was buried, the breath held between who you were and who you might yet become. If this stirred something in you, if you felt the unraveling, the echo of a forgotten question rising in your chest, the sharp sweetness of being seen through a mirror you can't explain, the ache, the awe, subscribe, like, and stay with us for more shadows, more truths, more stories that see you. The journey has only begun.